the 5-time national champion of Canada and 3-time world champion Elvis Stojko in 4th place after the short program. And he loves Star Wars, the music, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and Springtime in Aranjuez. Stojko, short, powerful, staccato steps, wonderful jumps. He knows he needs this opening quadruple toe, double toe combination. Now, that was strong. Strong, clean, fast entrance, fast exit. Look at these steps. Triple Lutz jump. The 2-time Olympic silver medalist was, of course, bothered by the groin injury at the '98 Olympics and broke his collarbone this past May, but now he says he's back to 100% on the ice. I think this kind of choreography fits him very well. Staccato steps, quick jumps. This combination of triple axel, double toe. He seems to be on tonight as he was not on during the short program here. Elvis left his longtime coach, Doug Lee, who is now coached by Tim Wood, the 2-time world champion. He needs a second triple axel. Wow, he really held on to that one. He has an exceptionally powerful leg. He just pushed that one right through. He almost seems as though he's beginning to run out of steam a little bit. Although he's landing these triple jumps easily. Well, good for him. You know, at 27, he's been out of a long time. He's had some pretty tough luck with that groin injury, and then again the broken collarbone. And now he's competing against guys that are really anywhere from 9 to 10 years younger than he is. And I'm really glad that he was able to pull this performance off so well. Now, look at the way he takes off into this jump, this quadruple toe jump. Step, toe pick, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, good back reach, and a nice double toe loop at the end of it. He has been able to do triples after that quadruple, but this was really first rate. Now, just look at this, the way the strength in that, the power in that, the crossed feet, the tight turning of the revolution. Now, watch the landing, absolutely clean. You know, that is the first rate. I mean, that's great to see.
You got to believe the judges like that performance. Let's take a moment right now to look at what the judges might be looking for here in the men's free skate. Some of the things, at least. First, a well-balanced program. The jump technique, the good flow in and out of jumps, the height, position in the air, the originality of the program, and the quality of the spin.
Now the judges mark for Elvis Stoichkol for required elements. 5-7, 5-7.
Elvis with his choreographer, one of his coaches, Ushi Peslo, and the first set of marks for technical merit now.
5.6.
These are pretty good marks. Well, France and Germany have them a little bit low, but you have to compare where they placed him in connection with the other skaters.
For presentation.
Those are, I think, are a justification of his, you know, of his performance, and certainly a comeback for him.
5.5 to 5.7 for presentation. And a great free skate here for Elvis Stoichkol, the three-time world champion. Well, up next, Timothy Gable of the U.S. To say he has an ambitious free skate planned is the understatement of the week. Can he land 3 quads tonight? We'll wait and see.
National Car Rental Skate America on ABC Sports. Brought to you by National, the official car rental company of the U.S. Figure Skating Association and the U.S. Figure Skating Team. Visa, the preferred card of the U.S. Figure Skating Team. It's everywhere you want to be. Chevrolet, Chevy, will be there. And new Carry fast-absorbing lotion, strong enough to be Carry, fast enough for you.
The rule book of skating is very precise about toe jumps. These are jumps in which the skater uses the free leg to toe pick into the ice and pole vault themselves into the air. This jump is a flip, a straight line jump, a turn, the back edge, a toe pick, and the double revolution or triple revolution in the air. One of the most difficult is the Lutz, a long back outside edge, and that differentiates it from the preceding jumps. What the judges are looking for is a fast speed going into the jump, good height, tight rotation, and a controlled landing.
Representing the United States, Timothy Gable.
Well, the jumps have progressed so quickly in this sport. As you look right now at Timothy Gable taking the ice here in the World Arena, the men's free skate continuing, and the reigning U.S. bronze medalist in 3rd place after the short program and with the most ambitious free skate ever planned here tonight. 3 quads.
Music from the motion picture, 7 Years in Tibet. An easy programmer. Oh, and he fell right off that toe pick. No sooner had I said that's an easy jump for him, and he slipped right off that toe pick.
How do you have the confidence to try 3 quads now after that?
Well, you ought to get mad and do it, or it does affect you. This one, a triple axel, triple toe loop. He did the second triple toe loop, and he slid off the edge in the first triple axel, and that's a very dangerous thing to do. If he's going to do those quads, they'll be right here. The first quad Salchow. Quad Salchow triple toe loop. That was a bit of okay.
coming back from those 2 errors. Quad planned is right here, a quad toe loop. Good boy. And if he does this next one, it will be a quad salchow, the same as the one he did before, but not in combination. The first skater ever to complete 3 quadruple jumps in one program. And it's amazing to think it was less than 2 years ago that he became the first American ever to successfully complete 1 quad in a program. Now that he's completed his jumps, take a look at the rest of his skating. Laurie Nickel, choreographer Michelle Kwan, has given him a new program, more adapted to his style of skating, which has not been classical, but more of young college student. Look at this back shoot the duck, triple salchow, and now a final combination spin. Well, very nice for Timothy Gable. Not only are the jumps magnificent, but the program was too. And it phased him into a new sort of element of skating. I think covering up the fact that his style, etc., in the past has not been his strong point, and giving him a canvas on which to perform those wonderful jumps. Well, he believed he could do it, but just now maybe realizing what he's accomplished here. Carol Heiss-Jenkins, of course, a 5-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist herself, and Timothy Gable, a history-making performance here in Colorado Springs. Now take a look at this first quad, a salchow. Now watch that twisting, that really thing, and the landing is so good and clean that he's right back on, reaches back, and it's just sensational. Now look at it here from a very low angle, and look at that, just lift right up. Clean as a whistle. I mean, what can you say about that? There's a good, clean landing outside edge. No cheat on that. Not a bit. Not a bit. Right there. He was fully out. Now, look at this quadruple toe loop. There it is again. First step, toe pick, and done. I mean, that's using the toe pick as a real pole vaulting device. And here he does again the single
triple, single, quadruple Salchow. I'm getting all tongue-tied because it's so great to see this.
Well, it has never been done before. Timothy Gable tries 3 quadruple jumps in one program and lands all 3. He's got Dick Button jumping out of his chair over here.
And not to count the fact that there were 7 triples along with it.
First set of marks for technical merit. All the way up to 5.9.
Those are very good marks, and they really reflect the fact that quadruple and triple jumps are the single most important element that is judged in figure skating.
For presentation, Dick, 5.4 up to 5.8. So Timothy Gable takes the lead in terms of those that have already skated here in the free skate.
And that's a quantum leap step forward for him, improving so much in the presentation and the choreography of his program. That was a big help from Lori Nickel.
And when we return, another man who can take it to an extremely high level. The 2-time and reigning world champion, Alexei Yagudin of Russia, skates when we continue with National Car Rental Skate America. Back in Colorado Springs, the leaves have turned in a gorgeous setting here at the base of the mountain. Well, make sure you join us for more National Car Rental Skate America on November 14th as the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating continues. U.S. silver medalist in pairs, Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman will battle 2-time world champions Berezhnaya and Sikorid Lidza of Russia. Plus, we'll have the ice dancing competition for you as well. That's November 14th at 2 o'clock Eastern, 3 Pacific, right here on ABC Sports. Alexei Yagudin, you may think it's been an easy ride for him. After all, he's a 2-time world champion at the age of 19. But he's had to learn some very painful lessons along the way. Pressure has been one of Alexei Yagudin's few constant companions. The only child of a single-parent home, he's been contributing financially since he was 12. The stress didn't prevent his rise, though, through the ranks of Russian skating to become the #1 male in Europe and the world the past 2 seasons. But soon after his move to the U.S. in April, it became apparent that success had taken its toll.
I was empty. I didn't have any power, and because it was a really tough season, and I just wanted to celebrate a little, like, you know, people doing in the whole world.
For Alexei, drinking was part of the celebration, and the festivities seemed to last into May when he joined the Champions on Ice tour, and rumors started swirling that Alexei's drinking might be a problem.
You know, sometimes people talking about me, and they're saying that, oh, don't trust him or don't listen to him because he's like a bad guy and he's always drinking.
The situation came to a head on May 27 when Alexei was asked to leave Champions on Ice due to, quote, inappropriate behavior linked to a drinking problem after only 7 performances. He doesn't deny drinking, but the backlash did surprise him, since Yagudin was raised in a culture in which drinking alcohol isn't governed by the same legal or moral codes as those in America.
It was normal for, like, young people to drink in Russia, but here everything is different. For example, in Russia we don't have a drinking age, and just then, you know, I was learning how to live here, but I can't know everything about United States in one day.
While Yagudin has apologized numerous times in the press, the Russian Figure Skating Federation wants to ensure he takes this lesson to heart. After his dismissal from Champions on Ice, the Russian Federation gave Yagudin a 1-year probation. Any further violation of discipline would result in a suspension.
It's probation for the first trouble, and they will disqualify me for the year, but I know that it will never happen again, so I'm okay. It was a tough time, and I know that I did a mistake, but now I'm working for the new season, and I know that that's in the past, and I just need to forget about that.
Our next competitor represents Russia. Let's have a warm welcome, please, for Alexei Yagudin.
Trying to put many of the events of this past year behind him and get off to a great start this season. In first place after the short program, here is 19-year-old Alexei Yagudin of Russia.
And he's skating to the soundtrack from the movie The Broken Arrow,
story of revenge. A friend who's been killed, and his death has to be avenged. Triple axel. Superb height on those jumps. Really good height. What he needs to hold himself in first place is this quadruple show. Right out of that one. That's a nightmare that every skater has to face sometimes. He has the opportunity to repeat it later. Here's a second triple axel. Beautiful height on that dead drop. Now that had real spring to it.
As we mentioned earlier, a skater can compete in up to 3 of the Grand Prix events. Only 2 of them count in the standings. And Alexei has determined that this will be a non-scoring event for him.
But the flip side of that is that if he does well here, he denies points to some of the other skaters who may end up being his closest competitors. Triple flip combination first, a triple flip, triple toe loop.
More than halfway through this free skate. Remember the problems he had with the altitude in the short program.
Well, I think you notice, I mean, you see that stumble right there. I think you'll notice that he's skating very conservatively and very slowly. He has to be able to conserve his strength.
Triple loop jump. Footwork. Triple south. I think he's exhausted here at this point. That was supposed to have been a flying spin at the end. He substituted a straight spin. You can see he's exhausted here. He can barely move.
May need the oxygen once again.
Oh, listen, I wouldn't doubt it at all. Now, I don't know how the judges will reflect this, reflect the fact that he didn't get all of those quadruples, but on the other hand, Timothy Gable missed 2 of his first jumps. So that'll be interesting to see how that develops.
And Yagudin was in first place after the short program.
Well, you know, this is the last triple salchow. Now watch how he just goes up and is leaning out and hardly and barely. I don't think he has the energy to hold that edge. And right there. You saw he missed that jump into that spin, just flopped over into it, very second rate.
And now the judges mark for Alexei Yagudin for technical merit.
Anxious moments for the two-time and reigning world champion right now as he sits alongside his coach, Tatiana Tarasova. Now the first set of marks for technical merit, Dick.
Well, you know, they're about the same. You have to examine them very carefully, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was right up there with Timothy Gable.
5.3 up to 5.8, and now the second set of marks for presentation.
Well, you got some 5.9s in there, and the rest 5.8s and the 1 or 2. I think that's going to be very close.
So those are good enough, though, to put Alexei Yagudin in the lead over Timothy Gable. More to come, though, including the U.S. champion, Michael Weiss, still to skate, and there is room at the top for him. The men's free skate continues after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Another competitor representing the United States now. Please welcome Matthew Savoy.
National Car Rental Skate America continues. Yagudin, Gable, and Stoico, your top three right now, as Matt Savoy takes the ice. The 19-year-old from Peoria, Illinois, in 5th place after the short program, and he was great with that program.
Of the planned triple that he's done, but that gives him opportunity to put in a triple axel later. Triple combination, triple combination, triple flip. Oh! Your heart really goes out for them when they do that. Straight line footwork into a stars, into a combo spin, and he barely pulled out of that one. Now we come into straight line footwork. Music is very hard to skate to.
But we see more and more skaters using it these days.
Seems as though that's true in this competition.
Yeah. Matthew, by the way, like Timothy Gable and Michelle Kwan, a college student, he attends Bradley University in Peoria, Illinois. 4.0 average in biology.
Difficult entrance into that jump from the back turning edge. Puts extra strength, extra pressure on the jumping leg. Look at that back shoot to depth into that triple lutz jump. That is powerful. Good position. Good position. Well, a very satisfying performance from him. I think that was nice. I'm sorry he missed the first triple axel,
ladies and gentlemen.
but it wasn't a bad mistake, and I don't think the judges will take off for that.
An impressive free skate for the Americans so far. Timothy Gable with his 3 quad jumps, first time ever. Matthew Savoy, and remember, Michael Weiss is still to come.
Now, look here how he steps into this flip jump. Watch the toe pick. Now, watch the landing. Just isn't able to hold that edge, does not check the body, and that's the end of it. Watch here how he skates on this back outside edge, makes a turn, and then steps up into that triple axel. That's tough.
Linda Brannon on the right of your screen. Match coach since he was 9 years of age. The first set of marks for technical merit, 5.2 up to 5.4. He was in 5th place after the short program. Would love to finish in the top 5 at least. And now the marks for presentation.
These are very steady marks, and that reflects the program that he did. A steady program with some wonderful moves and elements in it.
And when we come back, the reigning U.S. champion takes the ice. New challenges this season for Michael Weiss, including an impressive field here.
It's, again, going to be a very tough competition. Skate America the last 2 years has been an event that has premiered the top 3 skaters in the world, usually. Top 3, top 4 skaters. And again, it's going to be very stiff competition. So I have to be ready. I have to be in my best shape, and I plan on doing that. I'm skating really well right now, and I plan on just carrying that on and starting the season off great this year and hopefully carrying that again through the World Championships.
The still waters here in Colorado Springs. That will soon be ice, though. Winter is on the way. A reminder, join us for more National Car Rental Skate America on November 14th as the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating continues. The U.S. silver medalists in pairs, Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman, will take on the 2-time world champions Berezhnaya and Sikridlidze of Russia, plus the ice dancing competition. That's at 2 Eastern, 3 Pacific here on ABC Sports. You can also see highlights and follow all the figure skating action at abcsports.com, part of the Go Network.
Representing the United States.
So here's a look at the top 3 as the final skater takes the ice. Yagudin, Gable, and Elvis Stoico. But here is the reigning U.S. champion, Michael Weiss, in 2nd place after the short program, and a golden opportunity to start his season off the right way because there is some room at the top. Alexei Yagudin was anything but perfect here in the free skate.
Michael Weiss skating to Carmen, George Bizet. Desperately needs this quadruple toe loop. That wasn't even a 2-footed landing. He just didn't make it around.
Well, Dickey told us he's had a stress fracture since July that he's just had to deal with, and really has not been able to practice his quad as much as he would like. It's in his left ankle, and very difficult for him to do that.
Look at the entrance to that triple axel. You could see that he was off just by looking at the entering edge into it. You cannot produce a triple axel with that kind of an edge. Skidded right off that. couldn't hold the landing on that. This is going to be disaster for him. He's going to sink, not hold it. I don't think he can stay in the same position.
Weiss was in second after the short program, but Timothy Gable, another American, currently in second place. And maybe the fight is for a second place finish here.
Triple axel. Look again how he skids off that edge, and yet he completed that jump. That's sticking it to it. Salchow. Work into a triple left jump. Oh, I can hardly hold it. You know, that just looked like such a tentative entrance to it. I'm glad he was able to pull it off. In combination. Well, the door was open, but he didn't have the opportunity to step through it.
Well, you have to wonder if maybe if that stress fracture in his left ankle was more serious than anyone knew. He hasn't really talked about it. There's his father, Greg. Hasn't talked about it at all. And he really struggled tonight like we haven't seen him in a long time. There's Timothy Gable, who had the 3 quadruple jumps along with his coach, Carol Heiss-Jenkins, in second place right now. And the current leader, Alexei Yagudin, probably knows that place is secure.
Well, I think when you look here that you will see exactly what his problem is. That takeoff edge has nothing to do with the fracture. It just skids off. He's turned before he takes off into the air.
The judges marks for Michael Weiss for technical merit. 5.3, 5.5, 5.0.
Michael, along with his coach, Andre Wiesiger, and now the disappointing, to be sure, marks. The first set, 5.0 to 5.6.
I'm sorry that he just didn't skate better, but the judges were right on those marks.
And somewhat higher for presentation, but not high enough. Michael Weiss, who was in second place after the short program, drops all the way down to 4th place. So it's Alexei Yagudin who gets the victory, but will not earn the 12 points towards the Grand Prix total because he designated this as his non-scoring event. Timothy Gable with the 3 quads and 9 points per second. Elvis Stoico finishes 3rd. Michael Weiss will get 5 points, and then Matthew Savoy finishes 5th, and he will collect 4 points. Right now, Susie Wynn is with Timothy Gable. Susie?
Thanks, Terry. Timothy, you were the first American skater to ever land a quad, and now you're the first skater ever to land 3 in a free program. What is it like to be a part of skating history?
It's really a thrill. It's just a thrill for me to be here competing against all these great world medalists, Michael Weiss, Elvis Stoico, Alexei Yagudin, and I'm just happy that I came out here. I've been doing the quads in practice, all 3 at home, and it's sort of unreal to me that I actually did them. It's just a great feeling.
Now, you had a little flip in the flip today, the triple flip. Are triples harder for you than the quad?
No, not harder. I think I was focusing maybe a little too much on what was coming instead of what I was doing at the time. It was just kind of a fluke. It happened, and I'm just glad I was able to get it back together.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Terry.
Well, Susie, a lot of people feel like Gable actually had the edge over Yagudin tonight. What do you think, Dick?
Well, I think it was clear in the quadruples and the triples, Timothy Gable was far, far ahead. Even though I'd probably give spins, footwork, and artistry to Alexei Yagudin, the quads and the triples outweighed the whole thing. In my mind, I personally would have given it to Tim Gable.
So a tight down-to-the-wire finish in the men's competition. We could have the same with the ladies. They're on the ice warming up for their free skate. Michelle Kwan in first place, but right behind her, the 14-year-old, Sarah Hughes. The ladies free skate right after this message and an update from Robin Roberts in our Wide World of Sports studio in New York.
This Wide World of Sports update brought to you by Mobile Speed Pass, the fastest way to get gas. It's free and it's only at Mobile. Here now, Robin Roberts.
Hello, everyone, and happy Halloween. The thoughts and prayers of the skaters at Skate America are with American pairs skater Paul Binabos, who is recovering from a skull fracture he sustained last month. Binabos lost his balance and slammed his head on the ice while lifting partner Laura Handy in practice. After surgery and an 11-day drug-induced coma, Binabos remains in intensive care, but he is very alert. He recognizes family and friends, mouths words to visitors, and is able to move his extremities. On Wednesday, Paul wrote his name, and Friday, 1 month since the accident, he threw a ball 3 feet with each hand. We wish Paul well in his recovery. More skating in a moment. Also,
Welcome back to National Car Rental Skate America, everybody. Flipping burgers later on. Get the hairnet ready. Actually, it is Halloween, and we always dress for the occasion here. Peggy Fleming as the devil going trick-or-treating, and Dick Button, for the first time in his life, can be called an angel. Never happened before. Happy Halloween, everybody. All right, so we get back to business here. Things get serious once again. And Michelle Kwan, what should we look for tonight, Peggy?
Well, her triple-toe combination is something she has to have in her program these days to remain competitive. And her double axel, it's become kind of a troublesome jump for her lately, so we'll have to watch for that. And also, what she's made a dramatic improvement in is her layback spin. Beautiful position these days. And, of course, her choreography is always wonderful to watch.
And right behind her in second place after the short program, Sarah Hughes.
Well, her opening jump is a double axel triple toe combination. It's a very big, airy jump. And her layback spin is probably the most beautiful of any of the girls that are here today. And also her triple loop combination is the most difficult of the combinations to be attempted here. And also her triple lutz, that change of edge that she does, it's been criticized that she is doing a slut.
And Peggy, as we take a look at the standings after the short program, Sarah Hughes finds herself in second place, right behind Michelle Kwan. It's quite a battle between the two Americans at the top. The two Russian teenagers, Sokolova, Soldatova in third and fourth, and another American rounding out the top five, Angela Nikodinov.
Representing the United States, here is Angela Nikodinov.
And the first to take the ice here in the ladies' free skate, the 19-year-old from San Pedro, California, Angela Nikodinov, the bronze medalist from last season's U.S. National Championships.
Now she will be skating to music from the motion picture The Mummy.
And this is a new program for her, choreographed by Leanne Miller. And Angela has worked on her style a lot this season, and this is what she wants to emphasize more, is the choreography and her presentation.
She is in fifth place
after the short program.
She is opening with a triple Lutz double toe combination. Very nice. They had wonderful speed over the ice.
He's a very strong technician. Her jumps are solid. Her edges are very secure. Look at the toe pick there. That just flipped to the side, didn't support her, and it was doubled.
You may remember a few weeks before the 99 Worlds, she started to work with Richard Callahan. Since then, she and her mother have moved from California to Troy, Michigan. Her father stayed behind.
But look at that layback. Absolutely exquisite. Beautiful leg position. Getting so there's no bad laybacks around anymore. Nothing to complain about.
Peer pressure always works. Coming up is a triple Falcao. Oh, she opened that on that too.
She released her tension on several moves in the short program, as she has done here, and she cannot do that if she's going to hope to be able to pull up. Look right there. She flipped off the edge. Again, didn't utilize the edge and only was able to do a double.
Well, she doesn't look like she's really attacking each and every jump. I do see an improvement in her presentation. She's extending her line a little more than she did last season, but there's still room for improvement. She needs to feel that music and use every note.
There she, that was supposed to have been a Lutz. She changed it to a toe loop and only did a double. This kind of competitiveness is not going to stand her in very good stead.
Well, it's not the character of Angela that we have known in the past. Usually she really comes through when it comes to competition.
You know, I seriously believe that the altitude here has affected her a tremendous amount. I've never seen her this exhausted at the end of a program.
In fifth after the short program, but not the performance that Angela Nikodinov had hoped for to start this season.
But there's one thing she does that is just brilliant, and that is this layback spin. Now watch her turn out her free leg. The free leg is beautifully slated behind her. The back is simply exquisite, and the arms are wonderful. That's nice.
As you look at Angela and her coach, Richard Callahan, earlier this week, the Professional Skaters Association, after a review of a grievance filed against Richard, found no violation of ethics or standards, and they now consider the matter closed. Now, the first set of marks for technical merit, 4.4 to 5.1.
Wow, you see, that's way out of line. I mean, this is a world-class skater, and for her to get those kind of marks is very unfortunate.
And for presentation, 4.6
to 5.3 for Angela Nicodino.
Well, there's no point in commenting on that.
And up next, with a new look on the ice, the 18-year-old from Moscow, Yulia Soldatova, skates after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
This has been a special report from Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
But she's quite lovely to watch. This opening is really pretty choreography, very gentle. And she is opening with a very tough triple-triple combination, triple sow cow, triple toe. And a double toe.
But wasn't the triple sow cow really very clean and neat? Oh, did you see how crossed under that back toe kick was? I'm surprised that she had such a good one despite it.
She was very determined to land that jump. And this is a wonderful back edge position.
In a way, she's very pretty to watch. I just wish she wouldn't throw away all those arm movements.
There's a lot of flipping of the wrist in her choreography.
Mediocre position.
You can see the leg position and the foot hanging down. You lift it up.
Fourth place after the short program. Last season's bronze medalist in the World Championships, silver medalist from Europeans, Yulia Soldatova of Russia.
And this is her triple Lutz double toe combination. Watch her reach back. A little unsure of that takeoff with the toe pick, a little, you know, on the side, but she did get up in the air and did complete it. Here is that toe pick, how it slid off. It was like going off to the side, not a straight back pole vault to really jar it in there very solid. But she pulled it off. It was very determined on her part to land that.
It may be difficult for Yulia even to get back to Worlds this year. The Russian nationals, again, will be extremely competitive, including, of course, Maria Butirskaya. The first set of marks here, 5.4 to 5.7.
I just think she needs a little more tension in her skating. There's an awful lot of flailing of arm movements around, which kind of, I think, takes away from her overall picture.
5.3 to 5.7 for presentation for Yulia Soldatova. And up next, 14-year-old Sarah Hughes off a breakthrough year that saw her place 7th at her first trip to the World Championships.
I loved Worlds last year. It was so much fun, and I was so excited to go because it's always been a dream of mine to go to Worlds, and to go last year was so special because I really didn't expect to go.
Welcome back to Colorado Springs, and as fall gives way to winter, some beautiful images out here, including those of the mountains. Well, tonight on ESPN, the Buccaneers, led by All-Pro defensive tackle Warren Sapp, go head-to-head against the Lions. Tampa Bay takes on Detroit. Then, tomorrow on ABC, Brett Favre and the Packers face their old coach. Mike Holmgren goes back to Lambeau Field. For the first time, the Seahawks will be on Monday Night Football since 1992. Monday Night Football. Tomorrow live at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC Sports.
Representing the United States, let's welcome Sarah Hughes.
Back inside the World Arena, Terry Gannon, Peggy Fleming, Dick Button, and Susie Wynn. The ladies' free skate continues with the 14-year-old from Great Neck, New York, who finished 7th at the World Championships in her first trip last season. In second place, right behind Michelle Kwan after the short program. Here is Sarah Hughes.
She's skating to Nessun Dorma and other selections from the Opera Turandot. Incidentally, she just saw that opera in Vienna at a competition just recently.
And I can sense that Sarah's just beginning to light up inside, and I think, that's what's so exciting for all of us to watch, is this young development. Watch her opening combination jump, this double axel, triple toe combination. She has wonderful speed over the ice.
Well, that's the baptism of fire.
Well,
you don't get through these competitions without having something like that happen.
She looked very nervous to me.
Triple Lutz.
There's a lightness to her skating, and I love the long line that she creates. Beautiful, effortless look, like floating over the ice.
She's been having trouble with the toe jumps because of the way she raises her free leg before she taps it into the ice. Gets to use that free leg like a pole vault. You can't play around with a long pole. And she can't play around with a long, stretched leg leading into that jump.
Coming up is her triple loop combination. She does have planned, but I think she'll probably just do one triple loop. Yeah. Played it safe, and it was real solid. Very nice.
But again, she is absolutely brilliant in this layback. This is probably the funnest one I've ever seen, or seen in a long time.
Triple Lutz, look at the edge right there. See, again, it turns from an outside to an inside edge. That doesn't set her in good position. And again, she's having trouble with these toe jumps. These are problems that she's had for a while. Unless they're corrected, they will come back to haunt her.
She has planned is the triple sow cow, back inside edge, right there. Oh.
And she hasn't been on the scene that long for us to compare, but that's an unusual program from Sarah Hughes. We've watched her since the World Championship.
Sarah
She's seemed to get
Hughes.
better and better, but not tonight.
Well, this is a tough lesson tonight.
It's a perfectly standard lesson. Everybody goes through it. They have to have a championship when they're growing up that they really blow.
And this was her first jump she did, the double axel, and just was way out of line. She didn't turn very quickly in the air and unfortunately fell right at the beginning. You can see her. She got good height, but her legs were tangled up. She didn't have an open for the landing.
Sarah and her coach, Robin Wagner, they are extremely close. There is no Hughes entourage or camp. Remember, she was in second place, hoping to put pressure on Michelle Kwan. Her technical merit, 5.0 to 5.4.
Well, those first three marks were very generous. She really made a large number of mistakes.
And the presentation marks now a little bit higher, and Sarah Hughes in second place. That's where she was after the short program. And when we come back, the leader after the short program and two-time world champion Michelle Kwan takes the ice as National Car Rental Skate America continues in Colorado Springs. Since the age of 12, Michelle Kwan has lived and performed under a microscope. Her life has been anything but normal. Now at 19 and a college student at UCLA, she's trying to get a little piece of life back.
Just 19 years old when she left her home.
I always like to stress myself out. I could just relax, you know, maybe take this year off, go to school, have fun, but no, I have to do everything. I wish there were like 600 hours to a day, you know, so I can fit everything in. Sometimes it's so easy just to want to scream, you know, just go out there and go, I can't handle this. But realize, you know, this is what I committed myself to doing. There's certainly a lot of distractions, especially when you're in the big city. You're going to school, you have homework, you've got so many things on your mind. Somehow, I'm going to have to step into the ice rink and forget everything and just remember what I have to do on the ice. But I just hope I have enough energy to go all the way in both skating and school. Well, I've had different opinions from different people. Some of them were like, in a few years, she won't be able to skate, and, you know, school can wait, skating can't. I think that's true. Skating can't wait. But also what I expect from school. School can't wait. I think right now is the perfect time because I'm not too old to be in the dorms, and I want the whole college experience. You know, I've had tutors since 8th grade, and it's just, I haven't had the social life. You know, I'm so used to just being in my little cubby hole up in the mountains, you know, away from everybody.
LA woman.
Just look.
LA woman.
This is like 10 minutes from my school. I'm looking forward to just meeting a lot of different kind of people, going to basketball games and football games, party a little bit. I guess be one of the kids on campus and just sort of go into another world. out of skating. The worst thing is to regret. You know, I don't want to be 25 and be like, oh, I wish I went. But right now, I'm not going to have any regrets because I went at it, I tried.
From the United States, here is Michelle Kwan.
Much different life and new challenges now for Michelle Kwan as she takes the ice. Soldatova, Hughes, Nikodinov, the top three. But here is the two-time world champion and the leader after the short program.
And she'll be skating to music from the motion picture The Red Violin, John Corigliano.
Very nice double axel. Now her combination triple Lutz, triple toe.
Beautiful outside edge coming out of her triple Lutz jump. Nice and straight and perfectly rounded. But she
Next
needs
element. This triple toe combination, very important.
Wonderful speed over the ice. That was absolutely exquisite. Great speed, great tight revolutions. That's one of the best jumping displays that I've seen her do. Triple Salchow. Notice how limited her arm movements are. There's not a lot of superfluous, unnecessary movement in her choreography. The problem there was reaching back. She didn't get the height.
To music that no one else has skated to. This music has a lot of moods in it and lots of highs and lows. It's a wonderful piece of music. Really grabs the audience's attention. Flows from one movement into another very beautifully. And this is her improved layback spin, much better leg position. Doesn't seem to have bothered her. She looks like she's full of energy, completing a triple Lutz at the end of this 4-minute program. This is a Charlotte. In practice, she's been doing a triple toe. This was wonderful.
She is such a complete skater.
She always takes command of the ice. The edges are solid and secure, and even when she makes a mistake, it's still okay.
And her programs are always so complete, down to every hand movement, head movement. It's a complete program.
Sarah Hughes watching on a monitor backstage, watching her idol, still very much awestruck, even though she's competed against her. The debut of this season's competitive free skate from Michelle Kwan. But look at this triple combination. First, she turns, steps on the outside edge, does a triple toe loop, and now another one. And good height, good turn, good speed. That was a wonderful combination. But here, she ran into much greater difficulty. Look at how she steps back and toe picks right here. You see how the foot was on the side. She was leaning. The foot was again on the side when she landed, and disaster struck. Well, she's always had remarkable perspective on her skating in life. Earlier this week, she said, life is not a triple rush. First set of marks now. 5.7 to 5.9, along with her coach, Frank Carroll there, Dick.
And those are exactly right. The marks reflected the fact that she made a mistake and that yet she was very good and very solidly done it
across the board like these are. And up to a perfect 6. 5.8 to a perfect 6 for Michelle Kwan for presentation. It seems like she's not going to get by any championship without one of those 6s stuck in there. She's got her own placard. She's got the 6.0 right with her. We'll come back to Colorado Springs after this message and a word from our ABC station.
She represents Russia. Let's give her a warm Colorado Springs welcome to
With one skater left here in the ladies' free skate, Michelle Kwan leads over Yulia Soldatova of Russia, and Sarah Hughes of the U.S. is in third. As Yelena Sokolova, the 19-year-old from Moscow, takes the ice in third place after the short program. So technically, if she wins the free skate, she is the overall winner.
Familiar with this program. It's her program she did all last year.
Now what separates this so completely from Michelle Kwan is that there's so many long skating strokes between that don't add up to anything, whereas Michelle Kwan's program is a complete whole, expressing music. All of these movements are just not carried out from beginning to end. Step's not really a difficult one or an intriguing or inventive one. Here, more plain stroking into this triple lutz. which became a single. I don't think we have to worry about Elena Sokolova taking over the role that Michelle Kwan has established for herself here. We're having a plethora of double salchows.
These moves don't have a whole lot of meaning.
But there is a large number of hand movements.
And she does have an appealing quality.
Very. She has a nice figure for skating and is a good athlete. It just needs tension.
And the packaging of a skater is so important. Having the music, the costume, the choreography. It all has to work together.
You know, I think if she were, in a sense, tightened up in this choreography and given meaningful moves for her arms and her position so that she was telling a story that wasn't just flailing around, she could be a very beautiful skater.
The question now, Dick, is perhaps whether or not she can move Sarah Hughes out of that number 3 spot that she occupies currently. Michelle Kwan, her 4th Skate America title should be secure. Celebrating already. The scores for Sokolova when we come back.
National Car Rental Skate America on ABC Sports, brought to you by National, the official car rental company of the U.S. Figure Skating Association and the U.S. Figure Skating Team. New Carry fast-absorbing lotion, strong enough to be carried, fast enough for you. Little Hershey's Kisses, big chocolate taste. And Chevrolet, Chevy will be there.
Elena Sokolova with her coach, Victor Kudryavtsev, awaiting remarks.
They're very generous, but look at the way she enters very slowly and very carefully into this triple loop jump. Did it nicely into a double toe loop. That was one of her better moves. Nice combination.
She was in 3rd after the short program. The first set of marks, 5.2 to 5.6. And you mentioned they're generous.
I think they're very nice, and it's kept her in what, 3rd place, I think.
Now the presentation marks 5.3 up to 5.6, so she does move Sarah Hughes out of that number 3 spot. Sokolova finishes 3rd. And there's Sarah Hughes backstage, smile on her face though, talking to Michelle Kwan, who for the 4th time has won the Skate America title. In 95, 96, and 97 she won. Did not skate in the Grand Prix Series a year ago. And with the win, Michelle Kwan earns 12 Grand Prix points. We'll see her at Skate Canada as well. Yulia Soldatova of Russia finishes 2nd, just ahead of Sokolova of Russia. Sarah Hughes with a 4th place finish earns 5 Grand Prix points. Right now, Susie Wynn has been joined by the 2 American skaters, Michelle Kwan and Sarah Hughes. Susie?
Thank you, Terry. Now I am backstage with 2 freshmen. UCLA freshman Michelle Kwan and high school freshman Sarah Hughes. Now, Michelle, let's see. Tell us about this triple-triple. When was the last time you did this?
The last time I did the triple-triple was the Nationals, and this competition coming in, I was like, I'm determined to do this triple-triple, and when I nailed it, I was like, yes! Then I thought, oh no, I still have so much to do, so I stay focused, and I was pretty happy with my performance.
It doesn't seem as though school has interfered at all with your progress as a skater.
Well, I think it's nice having school in my life. Sort of gets me away from skating for a little while so I can concentrate on something else and distract me for a little while so then I'm focus on skating too much.
Now, Sarah, last year you were criticized for some of the artistry in your program, the lack of it. And this year, it's obvious that you've improved tremendously. What have you been doing? Tell me about it.
Well, Robin and I have been working a lot in front of the mirror and on the ice, in my in-betweens, and paying attention to details.
Well, congratulations to you both. Back to you, Terry. Thank you.
All right, Susie, thank you. Be sure to join us for more National Car Rental Skate America on November 14th as the Grand Prix of figure skating continues with the pairs and ice dance championships. Well, an historic evening from Timothy Gable. 3 quadruple jumps in one program that has never been done before. And for Michelle Kwan, a brilliant debut of her new competitive free skate. For the 4th time, the champion of Skate America. For Peggy Fleming, Dick Button, and Susie Wynn, I'm Terry Gannon. So long for now from Colorado Springs. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com, part of the GO Network. This is ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence. Right now, let's return to Robin Roberts in our Wide World of Sports studio in New York.